What up, guys? GangstaPranksta back with a brand new episode of Gangsta Plays. Today we're here with episode 287. Before we get into today's episode, I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode, episode 286, where we played the newly released game at that time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I really enjoyed what I played on video. I actually went back and played the whole thing. We'll talk more about that later. Today's episode, we are here again with episode 287, and we're here with a pretty special game, a game that I guess more of a series that a special place I got in my heart, Little Big Planet. This is the newer version. This is like a spin-off of Little Big Planet. We're playing Sackboy, A Big Adventure. This was a launch title for the PS5. I am playing on PS4. We're actually in this weird menu because it's one of those games where as soon as you start, it starts playing. So I'm like here, just waiting. So we'll hit confirm and let the game play out. But yeah, Little Big Planet, I've always had a special place in my heart for it, because at first, I fucking hated it, and it was like, when I first saw it, I was like, damn, that's just some dumb kid's game, you know? Oh, maybe there is a main menu. Shit, I swear to God, the first time I started this, I don't remember this menu. Whenever. Press start. I for sure now, it definitely starts the game. There's no other, like, oh, new game, blah, blah, blah. All that kind of fun stuff. Anyways, what I was saying about Little Big Planet was when I first got introduced to it back on PS3 with Little Big Planet 1, I was like, oh my god, this game just looks like a stupid kid's game, right? And honestly, I would have to say Little Big Planet and Minecraft were like two games that I played where I judged beforehand, and then after playing them, I'm like, I can't judge a game ever again because I had so much fun with these two games. We'll talk more about that in a second. Let's watch this cutscene play out and see the story.
And ideas anyone has ever had. Yes, that's right, even yours. And they all come together to make a planet we call Craft World. Oh, it's such a peaceful and friendly place.
I will say I wish Stephen Fry was narrating this, but
in the village of Loon.
Scarlett's doing fine too, but whenever I think Little Big Planet, I think Stephen Fry. Oh, little Sackboy friend here.
Sackboy. And he's about to have a very strange day.
Vex.
Welcome. That look of pure terror.
You know, even though I loved the Little Big Planet series, I could not tell you like one thing from the stories.
Don't tell me you don't recognize your own pal Vex.
Is this a recurring character?
Of nightmares, master of the uproar, life of the party. I'm here with a very exciting opportunity. No, really, you're gonna love it. I call it the Topsy-Turver. It's going to bring fun, excitement, terror, the good stuff. I already have the plans. I'm just missing some materials and the jolly volunteers who can put it together. So what do you say? Ready to make history? Of course you are.
You gotta save our little sack friends. Bye, little mustache baby.
Well, you're just adorable. That's why I saved you for last.
Well, we all look the same, you know. I feel like I don't stand out more than others. Does Sackboy have a voice? It's making noises. Oh, his little pod. Ah, good old days decorating your pod.
The bro is coming.
I miss Little Big Planet.
Craft World will be mine.
A big adventure. You can stop bumblebees from spawning by destroying their hive, blah blah blah. I don't think this is anything like Little Big Planet, where Little Big Planet is usually like a side-scrolling platformer. I think this is a 3D action adventure. 3D action adventure. Yes, those are the words I was looking for. Yep, here we are, no longer tied down to a plane, a 2D plane. Just testing out all the buttons. Oh, can we still do the happy face and stuff? Oh, we can! That was always my favorite, the happy face, scared, sad, angry. Awesome. Can we do costumes? Because I did download like 26 free costumes, which is pretty cool. And I don't know if my costumes from previous games carry over. If so, then I've got like a shit ton. I remember when I played the first Little Big Planet, I went absolutely bananas just buying like all those costume packs and all the DLC packs. Anyways, back to what I was saying about Little Big Planet and like Minecraft and stuff like that. Those were games where, you know, visually when I saw them, I was like, oh my god, this is just a stupid kids game, right? And then after playing them, it's like, no, I was wrong. This is like, there's more to it, and it's actually a really fun game. So, is this like a Crash Bandicoot, like a bonus level? I guess not, it wasn't breaking open. But yeah, I played Little Big Planet, played Minecraft. Those were two games where I judged it before I played it, and I got egg on my face because I really, really like those two games. So, especially Little Big Planet. Big Little Big Planet fan. Can I get back up there and get those points? Actually, fuck it. It's not that big of a deal. I'm probably gonna have to replay this level anyways. That's usually what you had to do for the other Little Big Planet games. Was you'd always miss something. You know, you'd have to take a different path. Okay, this is just like a checkpoint type thing. You'd always miss some costumes from because you'd have to like either go up or down, and which is good because like it would force you to replay the level and collect everything. So I am pretty excited about this. I don't think this is made by Media Molecule. I don't know too much about this game, more so because this was a PS5 launch title and I wasn't interested in... I still don't have a PS5 and I can break those. I really don't plan on getting one like anytime soon, to be honest. I've had a couple opportunities, but yeah, just I don't know. It just has not piqued my interest too much because I know I'm not going to justify dropping like $900 on it. I'm just not going to play it enough to warrant spending that money. So I'm like, you know what? I'd rather, just spend my money on my figures lately. Been enjoying that. Hope you guys enjoyed the collectible video that I put out. In case you missed it, go check it out. Where I showed off my collection, my action figure collection. And I want to do more with that. I want to do more videos regarding collection. Obviously, the one thing that comes to mind is like doing like weekly gets, but in my head I'm like, I feel like I don't get enough stuff on a weekly... Goodbye, Acorn. I don't get enough stuff on a weekly basis to justify it, because like some weeks I'll get a lot of stuff. I'll get a bunch of packages, I might find stuff in store, and then there might be a couple weeks where it's like it's pretty dry and I might not get anything. So I'm still kind of figuring out like what I want to do. I might be uploading a video here soon regarding like all the stuff I bought for like the month of July. and then we'll see if I there we go, I did it. We'll see if I decide to do like weekly updates on that kind of stuff. So look forward to that video coming soon. And no, Acorn. Well, wait, is that a lot? Did I lose a life? I think I did. I want to do more action figure content. That is something that I always wanted to do, but like I talked about, like I'm just starting to now become comfortable with like being a collector and shit, and like talking about figures and like openly discussing my collections. I wasn't always like this, so I'm learning to be more open with that. But you know, I would like to do more action figure content on the channel. I think the video did well, not only from like people enjoying the video, but like getting feedback on like, oh yeah, I also collect stuff, like, oh, you got a pretty cool collection. So thank you to everyone that watched the video, and everyone who might watch the video after I'm talking about it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do a little video regarding what I've gotten for the month of July, which I don't think has been too much. I could be wrong, but yeah, I have to see. I've pre-ordered a lot of cool stuff, especially Comic-Con happened last week at this point. They announced a lot of cool figures and stuff like that, on top of like all the cool movies and stuff, which honestly I don't recall any. The only thing I remember them announcing, I didn't really keep up with it too much, was all the Marvel stuff, the Avengers movies and stuff like that, the Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars, Secret Wars I believe it was called, or Secret Wars is the show, or it's the Avengers, I don't remember. They didn't show any footage of anything, which is unfortunate, but you know, whatever. I wasn't expecting to see like any Avengers footage, but like maybe some footage of Blade, which they announced. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I think it was the previous year, because I think COVID still stopped some stuff. Stopped like all the conventions last year. Yeah, Blade's like one of the ones that I'm pretty curious about, so I hope that turns out well. The new Ant-Man movie sounds pretty cool. The villain's supposed to be MODOK. Pretty excited to see how they pull him off in the movie. Some other cool stuff. Let me know what your thoughts were on Comic-Con. Were you excited? What's the thing that they announced that got you pretty pumped? Let me know in the comment section.
You know what that is, don't
The
you?
narrator's an actual person?
It's a dreamer orb, jam-packed with pure creative energy straight from the Imagosphere. But you'll need more of them if you're going to make it up there. You are here to stop Vex, aren't you? Yes. But first, you need to know about the dark, foul energy of nightmares we call the Uproar. Vex is planning to fill the whole of Craftworld with it. For now, he's using it to block the way to the top of the mountain so no one can interrupt him. Luckily, there is one thing that can counter that nasty stuff.
What is it?
You're holding it. The energy of pure wonder and creativity inside it will dispel Vex's barriers wherever you find them. So, seek out these orbs. They are the key to your journey, the key to your destiny, the key to... well, you know, you get the idea. Next time we meet, I'll reveal great cosmic secrets. Maybe tell you a bit about myself, like my name, which is Scarlet, by the way, and more importantly, the truth about your very existence.
Stephen Fry in the game. No offense to Scarlet. Wow, this has a real, like, Crash vibe to it. You get the little orb at the end. Well, you jump in the orb and then it takes you back to the hub worlds. I collected any costumes. Got some bells. Maybe there's like a store in the game. Nope, there's a Sherpa coat. Whatever the hell that is. Cool, cool. What about the costumes? I want to put on some I want to see if my costumes carried over. I want to see the DLC ones that I downloaded, because there seem to be some pretty cool ones. Actually, one thing I'm pretty curious about this game is if there's like the multiplayer, like Little Big Planet multiplayer, where people can create their own levels. I don't believe there is. I think there's just like co-op. Here is the hub world. I always like the hub world in Little Big Planet, you know, the little world that you would see. Yeah, we'll unlock that. That looks like a shop. Zomzoms. Wait, that name sounds familiar. Zomzom.
Hello, I am Zoom Zoom.
Zoom Zoom.
You wish to change clothes? Buy fabulous new outfits? Huh? Ooh la la! You have come to the right place.
I think this guy was from the third game.
To purchase stupendous styles.
I don't really remember anything about the third game. The third game's probably like the worst experience I had with Little Big Planet. Just because like we did co-op, a co-op playthrough of it for the team channel, Team X Eggs, and it was such a buggy mess. Trying to play the multiplayer, like, oh my god, it was so dog shit. And we weren't playing at a time when like the game was popular, it just came out and shit like that. Like, no, we were playing, the game was pretty dead. It had been out for quite some time. The servers could not have been overloaded, so I have no idea why it was so dog shit. But Little Big Planet's never really been known for like their awesome servers. I kind of like this mountaineer outfit.
Zoom Zooms has everything.
Thank you, Zoom Zoom. Festival Demon. What about what I have already? I think this is them. My monk. Oh, Pinata costume. That's pretty cool. Yeah, none of my costumes from the other Little Big Planet games carried over. Actually, can we do a random costume? Yes.
A most original outfit, yes?
Let's see if there's some magic that is gonna come of this. And I'm gonna be honest, nothing yet. Nothing. That's pretty crazy. You know what? I'm gonna take this. It's just too wacky and wild. I kinda like it. I wasn't expecting to have any good costumes, but they surprised me. See if we can burst these. Nope. Well, I can attack them. Can't jump in the hub world, which is like a what the heck. Any secrets? I guess not. And I guess we'll go to the next level. Yeah, we're gonna use what we have. We already got a winter level. I was expecting like a winter world with winter levels, but you know, if you want to jump into the winter levels right away, I'm pretty open to that. But other than that, what's really new with me? There's actually been quite a bit. It's been a really couple weird, well, just one weird couple of days. Like, just some of the craziest shit. Not craziest shit, like, oh my god, you won't believe what happened. But just what is this music? I'll just fucking tell the story. So, the story that I'm about to tell is in the past 4 days. Happened in the span of 4 days, me seeing all these people. So, first person I see this lady. And I'm talking to her, whatever the case. And her face just looks very familiar. I'm just like, I know you from somewhere. I don't know where from, but like, I know you. And then I start to put it together where I know her from. She used to be in my elementary school. Now, I couldn't remember if she was a teacher or just like a parent who was like really involved in the school. So I went with the softball. I'm like, hey ma'am, do you have a daughter? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what's her name? She says her name's Nikki. I'm like, oh, I don't know anyone named Nikki. I've known like a few Nicoles, but like no one that really like refers to themselves as like Nikki. So I'm like, huh, maybe I don't know your daughter. I'm like, oh, did she used to go to blah 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 school? And she's like, yeah, she did. And I'm like, oh, I think I know your daughter. Like, I think we used to go to school together. And she's like, oh, wow, what's your name? And I'm like, oh, my name's Daniel. She asked me my age, and I told her, and she was like, oh, yeah, you're the same, like, you'd be in the same class as her. And I'm like, I don't know any Nickies, though. I didn't say this out loud, but I'm just thinking this to myself, like, you know, you look familiar, but, like, I don't know any Nickies. So, I start to put it in my head, like, okay, she's not a parent, she was, like, an actual teacher of some sort. I never had her as a teacher, but, I just remember seeing her around. And this is from my elementary school. This is, like, over 20 years ago. Like, that shit was crazy. And this lady looked exactly the same. And, she was like, oh, you know, like, you just have a mom, right? Like, there's no dad in the picture. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I think I used to talk to your mom during lunch. And I'm like, oh, God, do you remember? It was so weird. And, yeah, I'm like, holy shit, this is a teacher that I remember from my elementary school. I was fucking mind blown. Like, I was like, oh my God. I didn't think I'd ever see anyone from my elementary school ever again, like students or friends of mine or even teachers, because those are from days way past. Like, way. I am surprised I recognize this lady, to be honest. But she honestly looked exactly the same. So another weird thing was like, oh yeah, Nicole mentioned you the other day. I'm like, no fucking way. There is no way we randomly stumble upon each other and apparently your daughter was asking about me. Like, that just, I don't find that. Like, it's just like too unbelievable. So she said that to me. She's like, oh yeah, I think Nikki mentioned you the other day. And I'm like, okay, if you say so, but I don't think she did, because I don't think I know her daughter. I think I just know the mom. So yeah, that was a blast from the past. That really, like, I was like, holy shit. And then, literally the next day, I run into this girl. Cute girl. And I'm like, dude, I know her from somewhere. She just looks familiar. We start talking, and I'm like, I know her, but I don't think it's the person I'm thinking of. And I actually pussied out, and I didn't ask. I don't know why, because I asked the fucking older lady. I'm like, hey, did your daughter go to this school or whatever? Are you a teacher? But for some reason, I couldn't ask this girl, like, are you this person? But I believe she is this person. So when I was a kid, I used to go to a babysitter. And the babysitter is basically like a family friend. And I was close with the niece. We were around the same age. She was 1 year older than me. And eventually, a couple years later, she had a sister. And I think the girl that I was talking to was the sister. And I'm like, holy shit, I remember you when you were just like a little kid. And now you're like this really attractive woman. It's weird to say, because like I've known her since she was a kid. So I'm like, it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, she's very attractive now. But I'm like, I think this is like, I think I know your sister and I kind of know you. Now, I never said anything to her. I was just, we just kind of talked a little bit. And, yeah, it was just fucking weird. But I swear to God, I'm 99.999% sure that she is the sister of... Like, she is the person that I would hang out with at my babysitter. And she was the babysitter's niece. Well, this person was also the niece as well. But I knew more the sister because we were kind of the same age. She was a little bit younger. So I'm like, holy shit. One day, it's this teacher from my elementary school. And then, it's this fucking girl who I know her sister and her grandma, who used to be my babysitter. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. This was literally back to back. Like, I saw that teacher on a Saturday, and then I saw this girl on a Sunday. So it was just really fucking strange. And then Tuesday, there's another one. We skipped a day of me seeing people from my past, but then Tuesday, I see this lady. And I'm like, yo, you look familiar. I don't say this out loud. I'm just thinking this in my head. I'm like, I'm talking to her. And I'm like, God, she looks so familiar. We're talking, whatever. None of this is like in a sexual manner, by the way. This is, I just kind of met these people. So I'm talking to this lady, and I'm like, damn, you know, I asked the first person that the teacher from my elementary school, I'm like, you know, I asked her, and I should have asked the other girl, like, oh, is your sister this person? So I'm like, with this third one, I'm like, I gotta make sure. I want to see if this person is who I think it is. And I go, hey, did you used to, like, be a supply teacher at this school, blah, 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 blah? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, I think you were my fucking high school science teacher. And she's like, oh, wow, really? She's like, what's your name? I'm like, oh, my name's Daniel. Knowing full well she would know no idea who I was. Because I was very quiet in the class. There was this one kid who was such a fucking dickhead in the class. And he would just make a whole disruption. He'd make her life miserable. And I didn't particularly enjoy her class. I found her very boring and monotone. And I did not learn a goddamn thing in her class. But she was a really nice lady. So I'm like, hey, you know, did you teach science at this high school? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, damn, you fucking taught me science in high school. And she's like, oh, really? You know, I don't really remember you. I'm like, yeah, that's completely fine. And I took a gamble with that because, like, honestly, she kind of looks like an NPC. In terms of, like, you know, you feel like you've seen this person multiple times, you know, just kind of like a face in the crowd. And you don't think it's, like, anything substantial. You don't think, like, oh, this person used to be my teacher. But, yeah, this person actually turned out to be my former high school science teacher. That's fucking crazy. Meeting these three people in a span of 4 days. I was so creeped out by the third one. I was like, dude, is this a sign? Like, is the world trying to tell me something? Like, what's going on? Why am I seeing all these people from my past? Like, what is going on? I was just so weirded out, and I'm like, yo, if this happens for a fourth time, I might need to see a psychiatrist, because I would think that I'm losing my goddamn mind. Luckily, there hasn't been a fourth. Having those 3 interactions in the span of 4 days blew my mind. Oh my God, I was just like, what world am I living in that I'm meeting these people from my past? Literally, as a teacher from my elementary, a girl whose sister I know because we had the same babysitter. Her grandma is a friend of my family. Like, oh, just fucking insane shit, bro. I thought I was losing my mind for a second. I'm just like, what are the goddamn odds? Like, it's gotta be slim to none, right? And I'm meeting these people within the span of 4 days. People that I've met at different parts of my life that just happened to stumble back into my life randomly. It is so weirded out. I'm honestly still weirded out by it, because I'm just like, God, what a small fucking world, you know? Like, you would think the world is so massive, 7 billion people, and then, you know, one day you just see your high school science teacher, you see an elementary teacher, and you see the sister of the girl you used to go to daycare with, or not daycare, but a babysitter. Insane. Fucking insane. I don't know any other words to describe it, so I'm waiting for the fourth one, if it happens. If it happens, like, I'm just like, oh my god, who the fuck could it be? Who else could I fucking see from my past? Like, I don't know, we'll have to wait to see, but I will update you if I see a fourth person, and I hope to god there is no fourth person. I don't know how I'd react. Oh god, I might literally lose my mind. But I kind of regret not confirming with the second girl. That like, oh, is your sister this person? Oh, like, I know your grandma and shit. I regret not getting confirmation on that. It still kind of annoys me. But what are you gonna do? Yeah, that was a weird couple days, man. Like, just freaking weird, man. So yeah, that was a weird couple of days. Very, very strange. Other than that, I really have not done too much craziness. I've been quite the gamer boy lately. I've played 4 games, like start to finish. First one being obviously TMNT Shredder's Revenge. After playing it for the episode of Gangsta Plays, I'm like, dude, I had such a blast. I am looking forward to finishing this fucking game. I had a really good time. I beat the game with I beat it with Raphael. Not that it matters, you know, whatever. It was cool. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of characters that appeared in the game that I wasn't too familiar with. That looked pretty cool. Wingnuts. Actually, I'm gonna turn down the music because Little Big Planet usually has pretty good choice in music. Like, I was put onto Passion Pit from playing these Little Big Planet games. And they usually, all those Little Big Planet videos I used to do would get copywritten to shit, so. Or not copywritten, but like third-party strike type thing. Like, it's not like a copyright strike, but it's just like an annoyance. Like, why do you, like, oh, you're gonna claim my video? You're gonna make all fucking 3.5 cents from it? Hey, you can have it. I don't care. I just fucking hate seeing it on my channel. I've actually been on a little bit of a TMNT kick after playing that game. I was just like, yeah, I think I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, bro. Actually, after playing that game, I played another Ninja Turtle game. I played Out of the Shadows, which we did for an episode of Gangsta Plays Once Upon a Time. That was pretty shit, to be honest. I did not really enjoy that too much. I haven't beaten it before, so this was the first time I got to beat it. And it sucks, because I remember when it came out, I was pretty excited. Like, oh, this game looks pretty fun. It looks like it'd be fun in co-op. And then I finally get around to, like, beating it, and it was pretty dog shit. The levels are just super repetitive and boring. Combat was pretty repetitive and boring. Story wasn't really good. I like Shredder's design in the game. That was pretty fun. Game was really fucking buggy. My Shredder boss fight, the last one, you fight him at least twice. The third one, or second one, like, really bugged out. And, you know, just the turtles in general bugged out a lot, which was kind of annoying, because I'd have to, like, backtrack and, like, see that one was stuck in a wall for some reason. So that was kind of annoying. But anyways, back to Shredder's Revenge. I honestly had a lot of fun. I actually played in co-op too. I found a couple online matches, and I found a lobby with 6 people, and I was expecting it to be a shit show, and it was, but it actually it handled pretty well. The game, like, I was expecting it to like lag or just not know what the fuck was going on, and there was a little bit of that because honestly, there's 6 characters on the screen, plus they're having to adjust all the enemies to, you know, they're adding more enemies because to even it up for the players. So at points it could be hectic, but honestly it was actually quite smooth, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So I highly recommend that one. So I played Shredder's Revenge. That was good. Played Out of the Shadows. Did not enjoy that at all, but knock that one off the list. And then after that, for some reason, I played Batman Arkham Origins. I remember when the Batman was coming out, like back in, I think it came out in March. I believe so. Back when it was coming out, I replayed Arkham City. Because I was just like, I was in a Batman mood, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to play some Arkham City. And I guess I also meant to play Arkham Origins at that time, but I didn't get around to it. And then for some reason, I'm just like, hey, let's play Arkham Origins now. So I actually ended up replaying that, and I went into it pretty negative because, you know, I did a playthrough of it on the channel, and I don't remember enjoying it too much. Like, out of all the Arkham games, obviously it's the worst one. But it's not as bad as I remember, because I was fully expecting to like hate it, and it isn't the best, but it isn't the worst. I actually enjoyed myself, to be honest. It's not as bad as I remember. I specifically remember when I did the playthrough like long ass time ago. I still remember it to this day. Like, I played a little bit of the game, you know, played a couple hours, and then I got to the mission where you have to investigate Black Mask's apartment to check out the crime scene. And I remember every time I would enter the apartment, or the penthouse, whatever you want to call it, my game would crash. I would fall into an abyss, and it was like a game-breaking glitch, and I remember having to replay it, and that soured me on the game. Kind of like what happened with Marvel Avengers. Honestly, I've been having a craving of playing it lately. Craving is not the right word, but like, I've been wanting to check it out recently, honestly, because like, when that game came out, it got a lot of negative reviews, and I think that kind of soured my perspective on the game, where I'm like, oh, I guess this game kind of sucks, you know, based on like what people are saying and reviews and shit. And I just let that negative perception of the game kind of dictate my feelings. And on top of that, when I was recording that playthrough, I remember I was recording, blah blah blah, everything's going fine, and then my game glitches, it crashes, and I never went back to it since. I want to go back to it because they've updated it quite a bit. I've like kind of kept up with it, like all the characters. Like obviously they've done Spider-Man, Black Panther, the Thor chick, forgot her name, Jane. Who else? Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, and I think they're planning on adding She-Hulk as well, probably near the release of the TV show, which makes sense. So yeah, like I've just been like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna go back and check it out. I fully updated it the other day, so that's good to go whenever I decide to play it again. But like, because I started a playthrough, I'm like, do I continue the playthrough? Do I just play it off camera and just kind of chill and enjoy the game, you know? I still haven't decided on that. We'll see. Yeah, so anyways, back to Arkham Origins. Played it. It was, like I said, it was better than what I remember. Low expectations going in. And then I also played the DLC. Oh, I just remembered something that pissed me off from the game. And I also played the DLC, the Cold Hearts classic DLC. Fun little addition. I remembered something, because I played the shit out of Arkham Origins. I did all the side quests and blah 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 blah. And I also did all the Riddler trophies. And I forgot that the Riddler stuff in Arkham Origins is absolutely dog shit. So I get all the Riddler trophies. I'm so pumped. I'm ready to put away Riddler, Enigma, whatever you want to call him. And there's nothing. You break into his laboratory. You see the first creation of the Riddler trophy, like the one that's like in Arkham Asylum and stuff, and like nothing. That's it. And I was just so pissed off. I'm like, oh my god, you had me do all the Riddler stuff and there's not even a good payoff for it? Are you shitting me? Oh my god, I was pissed off. Other than that, it was fine. But that Riddler thing really annoyed me, because I grinded the shit out of it to get all those goddamn Riddler trophies, and then I do, and fucking nothing. Holy shit. Pissed me the fuck off. So yeah, played Arkham Origins, and then the other game that I played, I have like a Word document of like all the episodes of Gangsta plays and like which game I play, so I can like keep track of it. And I was like, you know what? Let me look at this list and see if there's a game on this list that kind of tickles my fancy, that I want to kind of play. So I was looking at the past episodes of Gangsta Plays and stuff, and I'm like, oh, maybe I want to finish, I want to go back and finish one of these games that's on this list. So I'm looking through the list, blah 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 blah, and I stumble upon a game called Scribblenauts Unlimited. Played it for a previous episode of Gangsta Plays a really long time ago. I think it's like one of the first 30 episodes I did, which is a while ago. So yeah, I'm like, you know what, let me play some Scribblenauts. It's one of those games where not really too much story, you kind of go around solving puzzles. So it's a perfect game to kind of turn my brain off, maybe turn a podcast on in the background, and just kind of play. So yeah, I played it and beat the whole game. I actually fucking 100% of the whole game, not to brag. It was actually quite easy, to be honest. That was another game that I played and beat, and it was actually quite boring, to be honest. I did not enjoy myself that much. It's a cool concept, but didn't really do it for me. I actually did not know that I actually beat it before, which was no big deal. But now I have confirmation that okay, I beat it, because I also highlight the games that I beat. There's a whole thing. I keep track of it in a Word document, and I also keep track of games that I have beaten. Highlighted that one, added it to the games that I have beaten. So other than that, I mean that's quite a bit of gaming. I would say I did all that in the past month, but I've been enjoying it. I've been having a good time. Nice and relaxing. Other than that, I watched a couple things. So I watched a movie and I watched a TV show, which I know is weird because I do not like TV shows. So first thing I watched was The Black Phone. It was a new horror movie that came out a couple months. I think it got released a couple months ago, but it's just finally getting a wide release, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think it's been out for a while. I remember watching the trailer for it. I'm like, oh, this actually looks pretty good. So it got me pretty excited to watch the movie. Watched it, and that was pretty good. I enjoyed myself. Nice little horror movie. Not too many scares. more of a thriller than a horror movie. There's like a supernatural twist to it, and I thought I was gonna hate it, but it was actually not that bad. I actually kind of enjoyed it. Not what I was expecting, but I enjoyed it. Nice, like I said, nice little horror movie. If you're looking for a little horror movie to watch, more of a thriller than horror, but it does have some horror elements. And then the other thing I watched, the big boy, the hefty boy, the TV show, I watched the Cuphead show. I didn't even know this was out, to be honest. I was just looking on Netflix, just seeing like what's out and shit, just trying to find something to watch. I saw that there was a Cuphead TV show, and I'm like, really? I remember playing Cuphead, never beat the game, but we tried to do a playthrough of it on the team channel. It did not go very well because we did co-op. It was me and Gunny, and we played like using this program where it was kind of like share play, but for PC. I think we were using a program called Parsec. I think that's what we were using. There was just like a lot of lag. There was so much lag, like not for me, but for Gunny. And the thing is, like, if you're playing co-op, the game's even harder. So it's already a hard game, and then it's even harder because we're playing in co-op, and my second player is absolute dead weight because he's just lagging his fucking balls off. So it just made it so fucking difficult for me. I'm proud by how far I made it. I'll just say we, because he was there for kind of moral support. But I think we made it to Ink Isle 2 or Second Islands. So yeah, I played the game. I was familiar with some of it. But the TV show, I thought was pretty good. Kind of. There was some parts that annoyed me. Premise of Cuphead is there's this character named Cuphead. There's Cuphead and Mugman. They're brothers. Cuphead, he starts gambling, and he accidentally gambles his soul away, and the devil wants his soul. That's the whole premise of the show. But it's also the premise of the game too. But in the show, it's not really like that big of a deal. And what I mean by that is, don't really get that in the TV show. And one thing that really annoyed me is, okay, episode 1, that's how the intro is. You know, he gambles, whatever, loses his soul to the devil, blah, blah, blah. Fine. Then in episode 2, oh, by the way, there's 12 episodes. They're all very short. They're 15 minutes, but with the intro, which you can skip, and the outro, each episode's about 12 minutes, we'll say. So they're not that long. They're very digestible. It's only 12 episodes. So yeah, episode 1, that was good, blah, blah, blah. Then episode 2... you would think they would build upon the whole thing that, like, the devil wants Cuphead's soul, but they don't even mention it. They don't even mention it, and that annoyed me so much. I can't even explain to you how much it annoyed me, because, like I said, the whole story is Cuphead and his soul, and, you know, they do it in episode 1, where he loses his soul. And then in episode 2, you think it would be like a big follow-up, like it's gonna be a series plot point. But no. They never mention his soul in episode 2. Or they might, but like the devil trying to take his soul or whatever, nothing. Nothing is done about it in episode 2. Which annoyed me to no end. Like, I was just like, you set up the premise in episode 1, and then in episode 2, you're going to give me like a filler episode. So episode 1, blah, 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 intro to the series. You know, do the soul thing. And then episode 2, I'm just going to tell you the premise is... fuck, I forgot his name. Grandfather Kettle. Elder Kettle. He goes on a trip. He's like their father. Or father figure. He goes away for the weekend or whatever. And he's like, you know, don't make a mess in the house. And then someone delivers a baby to them. Like, just drops off a baby in the front at the house, and then they have to take care of it. And then obviously the baby ends up being like destructive and shit and destroys the house. And you would think like, oh, this baby was sent by the devil to kind of kill Cuphead and Mugman and take their souls. No. If you use that logic, you're smart, but too smart, because they didn't do that at all. And it really annoyed me. I'm like, it's such an easy tie-in right there. The baby was sent by the devil to collect Cuphead's soul. He's gonna kill Cuphead, and what better, like, Cuphead's not gonna expect a baby to kill him, you know? So it makes perfect sense. But nope, they didn't do anything with that. So yeah, like, episode 1 good, episode 2 just absolutely annoyed the shit out of me. I'm like, this is a filler fucking episode. The second episode, there's 12 episodes, they're 13 minutes each, and you're having filler episodes in episode 2? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, it annoyed me to no end. It still annoys me, like, talking about it and remembering this. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, why is this a thing? Ugh. So, yeah, episode 2, I fucking hate it with a passion. Probably the worst episode. Actually, I have all the rankings written down. I'll just read them out loud. Episode 1, good. Episode 2, awful. Episode 3, pretty good. Episode 4, weird. Episode 5, okay. Episode 6, good. Episode 7, good. Episode 8, not 8, good. Episode 9, pretty good. Episode 10, good. Episode 11, pretty good. And episode 12 was okay. From what I remember, I stand by all those. Like I said, 7, 8, 9, and I think 10, those episodes are really good. I like a lot of Cuphead. Honestly, episode 2 is just so stupid. Other than that, I thought it was good. Like, the voice acting's good, the animation's good, story's good. Whenever they, keep track of it and follow through with the storylines and what should be happening. All the characters are good. I would have liked to seen some more characters from the game. Like, there was a good amount, like more than I expected. I thought there would be a few more kind of tossed in. You had... oh god, I don't even remember. I know the two, I was gonna say ribbits. The two frogs, the two frog boss, I forgot their name. They make an appearance in the show. There's a whole, like, episode that kind of centers around them. That was pretty fun. We get, like, a small appearance from, like, Beppy the Clown. I believe it's Beppy. There was the vegetables. I liked the vegetable episode. That was pretty fun. You got to see King Dice. Yeah, there was a good amount of characters. Miss Chalice in the last episode. I wasn't a fan of the last episode. Like, I know it was supposed to obviously tease a second season, and they do leave it on a cliffhanger. It just seemed kind of dumb. I forgot what happens. They, like, break into, like, a cookie factory or something, and then they get caught by the police, and then the episode just ends. Yeah, it's kind of dumb and weird. Episode 2 and episode 12 I thought were probably the worst. One of my favorite episodes is the vegetable episode. I really like a lot. There was the graveyard episode. I don't remember which episode that is. I really enjoyed that episode a lot. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good show. Like I said, it's very easy to watch. 12 episodes, about 12 minutes each. Everything is pretty good. Voice acting is all good. Mugman, Cuphead, Elder Kettle, like, everyone killed it. Animation was pretty sweet. Didn't really have too many issues with anything other than that. Just like episode 2 and 12. I thought episode 2 sucked, and I thought episode 12 was kind of weak to leave on a cliffhanger. My own personal opinion, because I did try and look up reviews, like, especially like episode 2, to see if people liked it, and everything was just positive reviews. Like, no one had anything negative to say. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I feel like they were kind of blinded by it. Like, I like Cuphead, But I can also acknowledge, like, when I think an episode sucks, which I thought the second one did. Second and 12th episode were not my favorite. But they were still okay. So, if you watched it, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. You know, what did you think of, the show? Are you going to check it out based on what I've talked about? Let me know in the comments section. Actually, I think this is a good time to wrap it up. Finish talking about Cuphead. Overall, Little Big Planet, or sorry, it's not called Little Big Planet, it's called Sackboy, A Big Adventure. That's probably going to take some getting used to. I definitely see myself calling it Little Big Planet sometimes. From what I've played, seems pretty cool. Nice little action-adventure game. There are parts of this that kind of remind me of Crash Bandicoot, which is pretty cool, because that's one of my favorite games as a kid. But in terms of it being like a Little Big Planet game, I don't believe there is much of that. Obviously, with Little Big Planet, you have the story, and obviously it's a different type of game in general, because Little Big Planet is notoriously a side-scrolling platformer. So yeah, I did enjoy what I played for this, Sackboy's Big Adventure. Looking back on it, this as like a PlayStation 5 launch title is kind of weak, in my opinion. With, you know, PlayStation 5, oh my god, all this processing power, blah blah blah, 4K, 8K, 27K, you know, all the Ks in the world, AK-47. This doesn't really blow me away as like a launch title. Obviously, you need a game to kind of promote to, you know, all people. You got your games for adults and shit, your Call of Duties, and you gotta have your games for your kids. And, you know, this is kind of like Knack, you know, where Knack was a launch title for PS4, it got ridiculed. And then you have this, which is kind of, you know, the Knack of PS5. But like I said, I like Little Big Planet, so I just kind of like this world. Little Big Planet, obviously known mainly for, like, you know, their creating aspect, where you can create your own levels and stuff like that. It doesn't look like this game has that, which is unfortunate, but like I said, this is not a Little Big Planet game, so you can't go in with those expectations. So, I'm probably going to finish this game. I've liked what I've played so far. It seems like a nice, calm, relaxing game. And I know it's more on the childish side, but like I said earlier, you can't judge games. At least I don't. Not after playing Little Big Planet, and not after playing Minecraft. I don't judge games anymore based on how they look. Like, now, I might make a comment or something, but I'm still always willing to give it a try. I'm glad about that, because like I said, I was a douchey little person when I first saw Little Big Planet. Oh, it's a dumb kid's game, and my buddy was like, no, wait, you gotta play it. You gotta play it, and you'll see, like, it's not just a dumb kid's game, and he was absolutely right. So, I played it, was blown away, became a huge fan. I don't like that my costumes don't carry over. Like I said, I know it's not Little Big Planet, but, like, it's still Little Big Planet, you know? Why don't my costumes carry over? Because I've got tons of DLC that I own from Little Big Planet 1, 2, 3, the karting game, which nobody remembers. I've got tons of costumes across all those games, and it would have been cool to see them in here, but I don't know, maybe there is a way. I might have to look that up. So actually, I'm going to check that out right now. I'm going to go Google that after this. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Gangsta Plays, episode 287, Sackboy, A Big Adventure. Hope you guys enjoyed. Look forward to the next episode of Gangsta Plays. And if you missed my action figure video, which I talked about my collection and showed it off, definitely go check that out, because it was a cool little video. And I think that's about it for me. So again, thank you for watching. Catch me next time. And until then, guys, peace out.